And welcome to Elland Road. There are just 12 days until the Euros kicks off and all eyes will be on this trophy. The Lionesses are in game mode and ready to go.
England against Belgium for the first of three scene setters ahead of the home Euros.
These are the kind of games you really want to make an impression.
Stopped by Evran. Williamson, but the cover on the line. Kelly deflected in. Perfect return for Chloe Kelly. Oh, brilliant goal from Daly. Doubles England's advantage. And Williamson gets her goal to cap the dominant victory for England.
Sarina Wiegman's side started their Euros preparation with a convincing 3-0 win over Belgium last week, and the Lionesses remain unbeaten under her guidance with an impressive 10 wins and 75 goals. Now there is a tougher test. The reigning European champions and the 2019 World Cup finalists, the Netherlands, are the team that they face tonight. It's a team Sarina knows very well. She managed them to that famous Euros win back in 2017. And against one of the top teams in Europe, this will be a great chance to see exactly where England are. Kick-off is just 45 minutes away. Well, I'm delighted to say tonight I'm joined by Ian Wright, Eni Aluko and Faye White, who captained the Lionesses for a record-breaking 10 years between 2002 and 2012. Delighted to see all of you. Faye, I need to come to you first because you captained a side who actually made the last final England were in the Euros. Tell us about the difference between the pressure that these ladies might be feeling tonight compared to where it was when you were there.
Well, I think 2009 there wasn't as much expectation. No one expected us to get out of the group. We'd only qualified recently before that in 2007 for the World Cup. We lost our first game in those finals, but managed to get it all the way to the final. But yeah, very different expectations.
Eni, you were there as well, weren't you? What was it like?
I was. I just remember, as Faye said, no one expected us to get there. We ended up losing 6-2 against Germany. I played on the left, weaker side. I was terrified sort of for the first 15 minutes of the game, but it was an experience, and I remember thinking I was so proud to have got that far. It's completely different now. England are going into these tournaments expecting to win it.
Incredibly, Jill Scott was also in that team, and she's on the bench tonight, right? That's longevity, isn't it?
It is longevity and it's consistency from her performances, and she's a very important part of that team and that squad. She's very important to them, and she's got some use in these Euros. That's why she's made the squad. I'm delighted for her.
Yeah. OK, let's have a look at the starting lineup then that Sarina has chosen this evening. The big news is Ellen White has tested positive for COVID, so she's actually left the camp. And this means that Beth England will start in her place tonight. There are 5 changes in total to the team that we saw against Belgium. Chloe Kelly gets a start, as does Fran Kirby in the number 10 role. Rachel Daly comes in for Demi Stokes at left back. It's actually her 50th cap today. She's a local born as well, a big Leeds fan, so quite a special moment here at Elland Road for her tonight. Alex Greenwood's back. She partners Millie Bright, heart of defence as well. All 5 of the changes that come today, they all came off the bench in that last game against Belgium. They had a big impact in that game as well. Let's find out more and hear from Sarina Wiegman now. She is with Katie Shanahan.
Sarina, all England fans will be delighted to see Fran Kirby starting for the first time in 4 months. Is she ready for this and for the Euros?
Yes, she's ready for this, otherwise she would start. And we're going to see how far she gets, but we're still building her. She's doing well, she recovers well, so she played well. That's also, of course, very important, so she can start today.
Beth England comes in for Ellen White, who has COVID. What do you want to see from her?
Yeah, well, first of all, hopefully goals. But as a team, you want to score goals too. But what we're trying to do is getting high on the pitch, getting behind the defense, or sometimes linking play. And she is in that. And of course, as you've seen earlier, when we get in defense, we're trying to get pressure quickly.
And will this be England's biggest test since you took over?
Well, this is another good test. We had some tests in February at the Arnold Clark Cup. That's what we needed. And now this is a very good test too. So we need games like this to know where we are. So hopefully at the end of the game we are a step further.
And it must be so nice for you being reunited with your former Dutch players. Does that really bring it home for you?
Well, yes, it's really nice. We met yesterday because we trained after each other, so that was nice. Right now I'm just really focusing on the game and what we want to do, what we can expect from them. And that's what it's all about now. It's the game and we want to win it.
Thanks, Rena. Enjoy the game.
Yes, thank you.
She does want to win it. She's going to have to do it in a different way without Ellen White. But last week, it was interesting because you kind of want to see this. Her hand has been forced, but you, Righty, wanted to see what else they have up front.
Yeah, I do, and it's going to be interesting to see how Beth England plays with two out-and-out wingers like we've got in a minute in Lauren Hemp and Chloe Kelly, because you've got wingers who can put it in there, so you want somebody who's in there all the time. I know that with Chelsea, there's so much fluid movement, so fluidity with Chelsea, that she makes runs in channels and that. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. I thought that Alessia might have got a run because she's more in the box, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, but it's a brilliant opportunity for both of them.
It is as well. Let's talk about Chloe Kelly, because she recovered from quite a significant injury, and she came off the bench last week, and she was quite influential, as were a lot of the changes that were made. What is it that you want to see from Chloe Kelly today, Faye?
Well, being positive. You know, she's so good at taking the defender on, getting past, and also before she got injured, her form was unbelievable for City, and I think the best thing I found was that it was picking someone out after she got past the player. It was actually the deliveries that she would give, and being able to pick someone out, whether it was a good cross like this, brilliant cross for Ellen White to try and attack, or to find Georgia Stanway, say, on the box. She linked up brilliantly for City. But you know, I'm sure minutes will have to be managed because she is still coming back from quite a significant injury. But for her to come on and have this impact so early on in her recovery from her injury for England, I think she only got 7 caps. So, you know, she's without doubt could be up there with Lauren Hemp, I think, as far as our wingers and how great they can be at attacking the opposition.
She did score a goal, but actually it wasn't given in the end. It was given as an own goal, and that would have been her first England goal. I'm not really sure where they are with that now, but we'll give it to her, won't we? We'll actually give it to her. What about Rachel Daly? Because do you feel like she is more positive, a more positive option in Demi Stokes?
Yeah, she is. I mean, I have so much respect for Rachel Daly because she actually plays up front in the NWSL and does so well. She scores a lot of goals. And then to come back for England and play in that defensive position, either on the left or the right, she does have that positivity to her because she is an attacker. She has an attack in mind. She plays week in, week out as an attacker. But you see here, defensively, she's so resolute as well. She gets stuck in. She has the mentality of not getting past. I love this here. Look at the recovery here. Covers it. She's got the pace to cover and tackle at the right time. But she's just got that attacking element that I think Demi Stokes sometimes plays a bit too safe, plays the ball backwards. This is a great finish from Rachel again, showing her attacking qualities, instinctive, top of the corner, top corner, and I'm sure, as you said, she's going to have a great game tonight, playing in her hometown in Leeds.
Yeah. That's a good goal, that one. She's on her heels and everything, leaning back. Really good goal. I like the positivity of her because, like I say, with Demi, don't know what's happened in the last years since I've been watching her. She's very safe, and when you've got someone like Lauren Hemp in front of you, you need to be getting the ball, get it to her, get round her. Be more aggressive, be more positive, and that weren't happening in the Belgium game. When she came on, we saw a different left back.
Yeah, OK, it will be a tougher test for the girls tonight. Let's have a little look at how the Netherlands are lining up. If you look at their team, 5 of them were actually starters in the 2017 European Championship final against Denmark. We all know that Arsenal super striker Vivian Miedema, how good she is. She's actually on the bench tonight. She had a slight knock, so she's not starting. Midfielder Sherida Spitzer, she's got her 200th cap for the Netherlands today as well. Her debut was actually against England back in 2006. And the 2017 World Player of the Year, Lieke Martens, she starts as well. Those are players that you need to look out for tonight. We're going to talk more about the Netherlands team a little bit later on. But meanwhile, the countdown to the Euros continues. Earlier on in this week, 120 of the world's media descended on St George's Park. That just gives you an idea of the increased interest in the Lionesses recently, and much focus is on the boss. After the break, we are going to hear from Sarina Wiegman once again. Now 9 months in, we find out more about the women in charge. Well, the last time England faced the Netherlands, it was the semi-finals of the 2017 Euros, where the Orange beat the Lionesses 3-0, and they then went on to lift the trophy. Now, it was Sarina Wiegman that masterminded that win, and now she's in charge of England. Katie Shanahan has been finding out more about the women with the master plan.
Sarina, could I just get you to clap so we can sync the
Right now?
audio? Yeah. Great, thanks.
What would be your first rule of leadership?
Respect for everyone around you.
Sarina Wiegman's footballing philosophy is simple.
I always look at growth. You have to learn every day.
But what motivates you?
Development and getting connected with people and all together have one goal and work on it. That's what I really enjoy.
A ruthless leader, not shy of making the big decisions. Wiegman has become one of the most sought-after coaches in the women's game.
I'm always interested in how people do things. When people win, it looks like it's easy, but never take it for granted. It's not easy.
Since taking over as England boss, the Lionesses remain unbeaten, scoring 75 goals and conceding just twice.
The goals kept coming.
But with the first major tournament on the horizon, the true tests are still to come.
We're talking about football all the time. We're talking about performing all the time. What do you need to do off pitch to be at your best on pitch? How do we stay connected as a team? I think in our style of play we really developed. We need to do some more, but I think the improvement has been very good. Now we're getting ready for the Euros, and we have to perform at the Euros, and that's what it's all about now.
For Euro selection, you decided to do one-to-one meetings with the players in person. Why did you feel that was an important way to do it?
This is the best way to be clear, be honest, even though it could be a bad message too. But it's all about how I think at this moment, what the team needs and who are the best players to compete at the highest level with this team to make the chance of winning as high as possible. And then I really need to be honest and don't run away from very hard decisions. I find it hard, but I think when you're honest, that's what counts.
An open and honest approach was a key ingredient in Wiegman leading the Netherlands to European glory in 2017. Success on home soil was a valuable experience and one that may be important for England's chances too.
It was so special, but maybe the most exciting thing the day after. You can finally relax, and we were on the boat and with all the people around. The game has developed so much since 2017. That is really going to be an exciting tournament with many countries that can compete to win. I think when we play to our strengths, our fans can become the 12th woman or the 12th man for us. Hopefully we can get a real momentum here in England.
What do your husband and daughters think about you being England manager?
They're proud of me. Sometimes they miss me. I miss them too. Hopefully they finally can come over and see some games to watch.
Question is, who are they going to be supporting on Friday?
They're going to support England. They want us to win. Of course, that's the country where I come from, the team I've worked with for such a long time. So I feel attached to that team, but now I'm in charge of England and I want to win with England.
Do you think England can win the Euros?
Yes, I do think we can.
In Wiegman, England have an articulate leader who wants to turn them into genuine title contenders. The story so far has been nothing but success, but there's always room for improvement.
Would you describe yourself as a serial winner?
I hope. Well, ask me that question after the Euros.
Well, we certainly hope she's a serial winner, but she's right. We'll find out after the Euros. What I loved about that interview, I thought Katie did a really good job of just getting her personality across. It's nice to see a different side to her, isn't it, Annie?
Yeah, she just seems so comfortable in her leadership. She seems like she's got nothing to prove. And, you know, I think she's exactly what this England team needs, because if I'm in that dressing room having been to 2 semi-finals, I'm trying to tap into what was the difference? How did you win? I'm trying to find that out from Sabine Wiegman, and she can pass that on to the players. She's been there, she's done it, and I think she looks that comfortable in sort of being there and doing it. And even that, you know, at the end where she says, you know, ask me after the Euros, you can tell that she feels comfortable that they could do this. So it's really great to see.
Do you agree? Is that winning mentality really key for this England side from Serena?
Yeah, I think it's what's been missing. I think we've got the talent, but it's that real someone that they know has been there and done it in the women's game. I mean, they've only ever had one win against us, but she took them from the time from 2014 when she's joined assistant as interim, and then in 2017 when she took over, and taken them to the next level, and in their own country where I'm sure there was again pressure, but perhaps that helped. But that's almost the same signs really that are leading to now for England in this tournament coming up. But I think it's that, like Annie said, that she's in the change room, she's been there, done it, and that will be massive, and it could be the last little spark I think that this England team needs.
Righty, she sees improvement in this side. Where do you see it?
Well, I think that we need to be a lot more ruthless with our chances. I thought the last game against Belgium was I know we got goals from Leah Williamson, we got from Rachel Daly, Chloe Kelly came off the bench, but I thought there were chances made in the first half, which I'm sure I've heard her speak about. We need to be more ruthless because this is the kind of opposition we need to take those chances.
It's the right position for her. Lauren Hemp has been exceptional, and Beth England is a goal scorer. You know, she's had to be patient for Chelsea and for England, but she can score goals. So this is an exciting front four, and I think they should take their chances tonight.
Faye, on Leah Williamson as well being the captain, you actually used to know her from Arsenal, didn't you, as a small young girl, and you've watched her blossom and develop. What qualities do you think she has as a captain?
Well, she's just calm, composed. She's like that off the field, very humble. But equally, you know, she wants to succeed. She wants to win. I think, you know, almost the captaincy has added to her game. If I was being critical of her in the last couple of seasons, I think she was too sloppy with her distribution. But I think that she's grown with the responsibility of being captain. And so she'll firmly keep her feet on the floor. I think she's likeable to everyone within that squad. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. She plays at centre-half, you know, week in, week out for a club, but she has that kind of ability, that passing range, that game understanding to be able to play in that midfield role too. You
know, the thing is, when you look at someone like Leah, she's always surrounded by captains. Even at Arsenal, she's got Katie McCabe, captain of Ireland. She's got Kim Little, captain of Scotland. She's the last 3 England captains. She's had something to do with them. Even with Faye, you know, with Casey Stoney, you know, with Steph Houghton. Steph Houghton was the one who left for her to get her chance in the Arsenal team. So I've no problems with the amount of captains she's been around for her to kick in and lead this team. And like you say, I think she's got to be a lot more tighter on her possession and that.
Okay. All right, guys, do not go anywhere, because after the break, we're going to continue our build-up and we'll turn our attention to the Netherlands. We're going to hear from their manager, an Englishman, Mark Parsons. While England hope a Dutch woman can lead them to glory this summer, the Dutch have turned to an Englishman. Mark Parsons, you can see him there, he's the first manager from outside the Netherlands to take charge of the team. He learnt his trade at Chelsea, then he moved to America. He spent 6 years there with Portland Thorns before taking on the role of the Netherlands head coach. He's with Katie Shanahan.
Mark, great to see you back in England. We'll start with the team news, as Viviana Miedema is on the bench. Why is that?
Yeah, we're building every player individually what they need. We hope to see Viv tonight, and we need to see Viv tonight because she's an important player. But there's a few others in the same boat. We've got 3 games in 8 days. Of course, this is exciting when you play a top opponent, and it's hard to get these games. This is our 3rd game in 2022 against a top team. So we'll see Viv, we'll see others. We're looking forward to starting strong, but also with an aim to finish strong.
And what's it been like for you to inherit this squad from Sarina Wiegman?
Yeah, I have the ultimate respect for her and Arjen and what they've done to build this team, but also this group of players that have helped build Dutch football over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Roger before Sarina, also Vera Pauw before Roger. A lot of important people. Sarina has done the most. Now she's doing a great job with England. It's a big test. Yeah, of course, I'm trying to keep the players focused on process. We need to keep growing. I think the players and the talk started on the pitch with Sarina yesterday. We would all love to get a win here just like she would.
And with the Euros coming up, as the reigning champions, are you the favourites?
Yeah, impossible. Impossible. I think 6 teams can win this tournament. I've been very vocal. Also to put energy into who is or who isn't, that's your job. For us, we have to stay focused. And I say impossible because, yeah, we're building. This is a new staff, a very new group. I think at least 8 players is their first tournament. Step by step for us. We need this game. We need the next 2. Yeah, to start the tournament, I don't see how we can be the best team in it, but we don't have to be. We have to be good enough to beat Sweden. And if we can do that, then we focus on the next opponent.
Thanks, Mark. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you. Take care.
Well, that is the right thing to say if you want to play down your chances, because you don't want to be the overwhelming favourite, do you? But they are the defending champions. Tonight is an interesting one because Viviana Miedema, she's not starting. She's on the bench, she had a slight knock. She is instrumental to that team, and it will be a miss perhaps England will enjoy tonight. In the semi-finals and the finals 2017, she scored in both of them. What do you make of her as a team player?
Well, with 92 goals and 108 caps, I mean, she's just prolific, isn't she? But in front of goal, she's just so instinctive about her body language and the frustration that sometimes it doesn't look like she really, you know, is in the game or can be frustrated or sometimes a bit lazy. But, I mean, as a player, I would take that with how productive, how clinical she is. And yeah, I mean, he knows that Millie Bright and Greenwood know her from playing week in, week out, so he's given them 2 centre-halves a different test in the Bernstein tonight. But yeah, she'll come on, and to see her come on for any defender, it will be a nightmare.
Especially when you get a little bit tired. Victoria Pelova is one player in midfield that you wanted to talk about right away.
I think it's quite interesting to listen to the manager talking about, they're building, and I think she's going to be one of the main players who they're going to probably build that on. I think as well as you've got Eragola. Is it?
Yeah.
Egarola, sorry.
Great player.
It's a fantastic player. So I think that those players are the ones that's going to come in, and maybe it might not be this one, but maybe for the next one, for the World Cup, those teams are coming. But I think that he's got something very special happening. And like he's talking about, they've got, what, three games coming up? You know, he needs to rest her, because she's going to be massive, someone like Vivian in this tournament.
Lika Martins as well, moved from Barcelona to PSG. How much of a danger will she be tonight?
Huge threat. Lika Martins has been, a threat for many, many years for Barcelona and for Netherlands. We saw in the Champions League final against Chelsea a few years ago how much of a threat she was, and she's continued to be. I think this is going to be a big test for both Millie Bright and Alex Greenwood tonight. Alex Greenwood came on in the last game against Belgium and did well, but that partnership's going to be really, really, really key tonight, because this is a really strong Netherlands front three. Berenstein is quick, very, very quick, very good movement. Giroud is a good player. She'll come into the pockets, and Lika Martins is an out-and-out winger, with Vivian Miedema coming on as well. So it's going to be a really, really good test for our back four.
Greenwood and Bright seem to be that favoured partnership. Do you feel like what we've seen so far, they've been tested yet?
Not at all, not in the recent games. Perhaps in February games in the Arnold Cup. But yeah, this is the test that they need. We know that Alex Greenwood coming on in the last game, very good with her distribution and stepping out into midfield to sometimes start our attacks. But if we lose the ball quickly and it gets turned over, this team, certainly Bernstein up front, will be able to hit us on the counter, and she needs to get her positioning right, and Millie Bright to be pulling Lucy Bronze as well around, not letting her bomb on too much as well. So, and Daly likes to get attacked, so they just have to be sensible in the first 5-10 minutes, suss out the opposition, I suppose. But their partnerships.
Yeah, I think as well, Faye, in respect of Lucy Bronze, Lika Martins up against her is exactly what you need to see. If she's starting to bomb on and leaving Millie Bright exposed with the pace of Berenstein, then that's going to be a problem for us. But I want to see the problems that they can cause us. I want to see it happen, just like I want to see us attacking them, like I was saying, Annie, because I think that they're weak at the back, the Dutch defence. So on both teams, I'm looking to see the forwards really put them under pressure so as we can see what they're capable of.
Okay, guys, just 12 days to go till England kick off in the Euros against Austria from a sold-out Old Trafford. Not long until that. Really excited. 20,000 tickets sold tonight here as well. There's more available on the gate, or you can enjoy watching with us. Join us after this quick break. Teams will be out. Welcome back to Elland Road. The doors are open, you can see the fans there. Actually in really, really good spirit. Really looking forward to this one. A lovely evening here in Leeds as well. Now, local lass, Rachel Daly, she's going to make her 50th cap tonight, and it's made all the more special as Leeds United is the club that she has supported since childhood. Katie Shanahan is with her now.
Rachel, first of all, congratulations on your 50th cap. Could you have imagined when you came and supported Leeds as a child that you'd now be here at Elland Road playing for England?
No, I had this question the other day, and I think maybe you'd think one day you'd play there for Leeds, because obviously it was my childhood club, the club I've supported my whole entire life. But for England, it's just that added bit of more of a special occasion for me, so really excited.
Are your family here tonight? I can imagine it's quite an emotional evening for you as well.
Yeah, definitely emotional. Obviously I've had time to prepare for that, I think, so get the emotions out of the way. But yeah, my family are here, so it'll be nice to see them and sing the national anthem in front of them.
I believe you spoke with Calvin Phillips recently at St George's Park. What advice did he give to you?
Just enjoy it, smash it. Typical Leeds lad, isn't he? So yeah, he just gave me a little bit of advice, a little bit of a chat, just said good luck and enjoy it. Yeah.
And you're going to be playing left back tonight. Is being a defender something you're really relishing at the moment?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it took me a while to get to that point. I've always been a forward-minded player my whole life, from right when I was a little kid. So it took a while to adjust to it, but I absolutely love it. And now I've got a newfound love for defending and stopping the ball going in the back of my net.
Rachel, enjoy tonight. Let it all sink in, and we'll speak to you afterwards.
Thank you.
See you
Cheers,
later.
appreciate it.
An emotional night for her tonight. She mentioned it there that she had to prepare herself for this. She lost her dad, you might remember, back in September, and the Lionesses actually did something very classy. That North Macedonia win, the 8-0 win, they dedicated to her father. A special day for her, 50th cap. She has such a history with this team as well, a season ticket holder. You know her, you know how special this night will be for her tonight. How might she be feeling?
Yeah, Rachel's so strong. You know, you mentioned there she lost her dad in September. I lost my dad in November, so I get it. Like, it's tough. And tonight, you know, to be here in front of her family, it's going to feel a little bit close for her, emotional. But she said it there. She's prepared for it, and she's just kept going. You know, she knows how to perform. She knows how to play. She knows how to get it done. And I think it's going to be great, as she said today, singing the national anthem in front of her home, her home crowd.
And it is a busy home crowd as well. We know what Elland Wright can be like. And I'm just looking around at the fans that have come in today. Faye, it will be really special for her, won't it? And the team, of course, the team around her are so supportive.
Yeah, and you want your teammates to perform for you on such a special occasion too. But yeah, she'll look around. I'm sure there'll be a lump in her throat, but it's about keeping that under wraps really, and performing and doing the justice of the best performance she can give.
And Righty, how do they give the best performance tonight? What do they need to do against the Netherlands?
Well, I think that, like I said, take the chances. Faye made a great point when we was talking earlier on about the amount of experience they've got in the midfield, and we've got to try and make sure we compete in there and get the ball to our forwards, like Annie mentioned how good they are. So if we can do that and put them under pressure, then I think that's where it will be won or lost. The midfield, if they can get the ball to their forwards and cause us problems, then we're going to have them. And if we can do the same, so we can cause them problems. So that's what I'm hoping will happen for us tonight. We can cause them problems.
If you're looking at the moment at what we're looking at, and you can see in the tunnel, they might be a little bit confused, because not only do England have a Dutch coach and the Dutch have an English coach, they've also decided to switch kit colours as well. The Netherlands there are in white, and the Lionesses are in orange. Righty, at your senior age, that makes it a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? Are you going to be all right?
I'm going to be fine, but, why are we wearing orange, man? Why are we wearing England colours, man?
OK, there you go. Rachel Daly walking out and giving a clap to this crowd. This hopefully will be a really special occasion for her. Why don't we hand you over to your team then? Serena Wiegmann, she's only got 2 games left ahead of the Euros. Tonight her opposition is a team she knows better than most. The Netherlands are going to provide a tough test. To talk us through the match is going to be ex-England goalkeeper Siobhan Chamberlain. But first, Seb Hutchinson.
The Lionesses in Leeds as the Euros hosts take on the Euros holders. Serena Wiegmann facing the nation of her birthplace, and a nation whom she led to her first international title and on home soil. A scenario and success she aims to repeat with England. And during Wiegmann's time in charge of the Netherlands, one of her core players was midfielder and captain Sherida Spitzer, whose first appearance for the Netherlands was in 2006 against England. And now, all these years later, is presented with a record 200th cap for her country, and flowers from her former manager. A lovely touch, and there in the crowd, her wife Jolene and her parents also in attendance tonight. A special night for Spitzer, but before the action begins, the anthems of both nations. England against the Netherlands. A glamour friendly at kick-off is after this short break. A tough test ahead of the European Championships for England, and here is their 11 for this one. A 50th cap for former Leeds player and still very much a Leeds fan in Rachel Daly. One of 5 changes from the team that started against Belgium. Frank Kirby the 10 this time, with Beth England leading the line in the absence of Ellen White. No Miedema, but still an experienced Netherlands side and still a strong ex-Arsenal presence in goalkeeper Van Veenendaal, defender Jansen and midfielder Jill Roord. 7 of this team started the World Cup final in 2019 under Wiegman. Well, no disrespect to Belgium or Switzerland, who themselves are both playing in this summer's Euros, but the Dutch are without doubt England's toughest opponent of the 3. And Sarina Wiegman knows that all too well. So many of these Netherlands players played under her, not only in the European Championships in 2017, the World Cup in 2019, but also the Olympic Games last year. And the knee taken by both sets of players. And away we go for a first meeting since that Euro semi-final of 5 years ago. A game you played in, Siobhan, so you know the challenge this opponent represents for England.
I definitely do, and unfortunately it's not the result that we were after on the night. And it's crazy to think that it's 5 years since the 2 teams have played, but a test for England, and a tough test that it will be as reigning European champions.
And will Mary Earps get more of a test than she's had in her time under Wiegman between the sticks? Bronze, as England try to play out and getting pressurised already. Bronze, the new Barcelona player, playing against the former Barcelona player only recently, Enrique Martins. Has now joined PSG. And the Netherlands will look to cause England problems in defence. An England defence that's rarely been tested, in all honesty. And England's time in charge. And they've worked their way out of this problem. Williamson. Now Greenwood, who's long-range passing from the back. A progressive play, a real asset in England's build-up. Walsh sweeping that one out to Kelly. And Kirby had made a good run. Goal side of now momentarily. Here is Kirby in towards England. It's back out to Bronze. Frank Kirby. A bit of time as well. Clips it to the back post towards Hemp, who's deceptively good in the air, Lauren Hemp, and arriving at that back post.
And that's exactly why we want to see Frank Kirby on the pitch. The combination play early on with Chloe Kelly, providing that width on the right, joining in with her, delivering those balls from areas, not just launching them into the box, but picking players out. And as you said, Lauren Hemp, fantastic in the air. Given her size, she's a definite threat at that back post.
Plenty of talk about Lauren Hemp in the build-up to this competition. Williamson, we can talk about her role in this England side in that midfield. Greenwood to Bright. And clearly, first choice pairing, centre-back of Wiegman. Bronze. Mary Earps. Greenwood into Hemp. To Walsh. Kirby tried to turn. Grant in with a strong challenge. Jill Roord looking to deal with that, but England, bright start already.
A really bright start, but with the experience that Netherlands have in that back line, if Van der Graat has the opportunity to step out and make challenges, she will do. She'll come through players, she'll make those big tackles. England need to try and get behind that back line because they're not the quickest. I think that's where England will have the most opportunities to get shots away on goal and get breakaways.
Rachel Daly conceding that free kick, but England's getting on with it. Here is Spitzer. Jansen. Spitzer again, the leader in that midfield. And towards Roord, who's allowed to turn, the Wolfsburg player, and a nice touch. Just good link-up play from the visitors. Janssen, Bernstein is in there. Right, gets that one away. Grunen puts it forward. He was able to clear it away through Daly, but only as far as Janssen. Martins eased off it though by William. We said it in the Belgium game that they won't mind the defence being tested just a little bit. Don't want to lose, of course. Protect that unbeaten record. Reserves. Bronze. Being involved in the building up from the back, important opponent tonight would want to play. There is Greenwood. About setting Hemp on her way. There's a short to Daly. Daly looking for England through the middle. Veenendaal getting there in time.
Comfortable for Van Veenendaal in the end there to come through and take that through ball from Rach Daly, but I think it's important for England to be pressed at the back, to be able to be under pressure from how they're playing out, because that's how it's going to be in the latter stages of this tournament.
Nouwen, the Chelsea player, clipping that one forward. Pelova. It's quickly closed down by Chloe Kelly. Pelova in the advanced position in that midfield. Keeping an eye on how the Netherlands operate without Miedema through the middle, who's almost always through the middle for them. Till tonight, not fit enough to start this game. Bronze back to Earps. Greenwood looking for somebody to go short. We're going long instead. Header won by Hemp. And England will chase after that one. Veenendaal got there first. Kirby. Taking on Wilms. Number 10 roll for England, still not nailed down by any player. Forward Hemp, helping it on. Now and away, but England will pick up the free kick. The challenge, Van der Graag, experienced member of that back line.
Very experienced member, but I don't think she'll be too happy about giving away that foul there. Lauren Hemp was just too quick for her. Got her left foot to the ball, flicked it round that corner, and it's an easy decision for the referee who stood right on top of it. But that's where we want to see Lauren Hemp getting involved in the game. She can cause so much problems for this back line, especially with her pace and the way that she can come inside or take it around the outside as well.
So the Netherlands on the defensive here as England send that ball into the penalty area. Veenendaal, comfortable for her, standout player for the Netherlands in the last couple of tournaments. The goalkeeper of the last tournament, the World Cup. The Netherlands lost to the US in the final in Lyon. Janssen to Pelova. Nick Janssen. Bernstein gets there, ahead of Greenwood. To stretch that England defence. But it's going to be a goal kick in the end.
Great defending there by Alex Greenwood. It's going to be a strong test for her today. Bernstein's very quick, she's very direct, she'll like to pull the defenders out, get down those channels as you saw there. Alex Greenwood was pulled over to Millie Bright's side, but did well to cover it and not concede a corner as well.
Sandra Bastos, the referee for this one, and we do have a VAR tonight, as well as goal line technology. To the preparation, its use in the Euros. Trying to pass that ball inside. Daly, a scoop pass. I think she was caught off the ball, but England looking to carry on here. Back to her feet. Nick Nowen. It's her first season in the WSL. Picked up the winner's medal for Chelsea. Here is Nowen, losing out to Kelly. Now Bronze. Walsh looking for Kelly, cut out by Janssen. Already a feel about this one that it's going to be an entertaining evening. Janssen. Helping it on. Bernstein twisting, trying to get away from Bronze. Bernstein to Spitzer. Martins looking for a clever ball inside. Brought out by Daly and does pick up the free kick. Just about.
Yeah, just about got that free kick. Did well to read the through ball because it was a fantastic ball coming through. Didn't quite make the destination, but it shows the intent that the Netherlands have and those clever, intricate passes that they've got the ability to play through the back line.
Here's Lucy Bronze, one of those who played against the Netherlands 5 years ago in that semi-final. And Earps. One away in the end. Williamson appealing for it. It will be a throw-in for the Netherlands, already showing they have that threat up front. Janssen. Now Spitzer. Calm presence in that midfield for the Dutch as well, and takes all the set pieces. Bronze. Kelly. What about trying to hook that over? Nowen. Kirby, free kick. On song, Frank Kirby. Be a key part of anything England do in this tournament.
Most definitely. She's such a talented player. She's one that everyone wants to see on the pitch, playing as many minutes as possible. It's important for England to obviously manage those minutes of her coming back from a long time out. But if you can see her on the pitch, you know exactly what she can create. And she's been involved in everything good for England so far already.
Another free kick for England in these early stages. Kirby clips it forward and helped on, and England standing in behind. Couldn't get on the end of it. England worked that one well, though.
A really well-worked free kick there. I thought at first Frank Kirby had cut it a bit short, but England managed to get on it, hook it through, and left England just inches away from getting a shot on Van Wiedendahl's goal.
You know, England have no problem creating chances in the last year or so. Bernstein trying to steal in behind, but Earps not there to clear up the danger. She won't mind being a bit busier in this game, just won't want to concede, of course.
Definitely, as a goalkeeper, you always want a clean sheet, but she's been very comfortable in games for England so far. She needs that test, especially going into a big tournament.
Given away by Williamson, in a dangerous position as well. Martins sends it in Ward. Bernstein goes down. And they look towards the referee, and remember, VAR in operation. Janssen. Spitzer is one of those appealing. Well, over dispossessed by Williamson, who did give the ball away in that move that almost led to the Dutch creating a chance. Here's Bright. Looking to spread the play. They haven't really been able to get Hemper to the game so far, but it is, of course, the early stages.
I think the Netherlands have been quite clever defensively. They know that England want to play that switch ball. They know that Lauren Hemp and Chloe Kelly on those wings are dangerous.
Oh, Hemp! Brilliant closing down, and it almost paid off for her. Well, we said she's been quiet so far. Came to life there and made life difficult for Van Veenendaal.
Brilliant pressure from England. Lauren Hemp especially, charging everything down. Just couldn't quite get it within the width of the frame of the goal.
Never out the game for long. Now wants to progress that ball. Stein. Palova's made a good run. Played in by Raw. Maud will look for Wilms, aligning with her Wolfsburg teammate. Playing their football in Germany. Here is Jill Raw. Could be a penalty box presence as well, the midfielder. Brennan. That's helped on, but helped out of play. What about that penalty claim?
Does she get a touch? I think potentially. Walsh gets that first touch. I think we'll go with Walsh making that touch.
They're trying to break away quickly. Ball sent forward and England stretched here, Bright across. It's more often than not been in the right place for England in their last year or so. Raw. Either side gets the ball, the confidence going forward. Good run.
We were talking about before when Lauren Hemp nearly stole a goal out of absolutely nothing, that the Netherlands have been quite clever in dropping off, not allowing England to have that space in behind because they know the threat of Lauren Hemp and Chloe Kelly in those wide areas. So England maybe need to think of a little bit differently. Can they play through the middle, through Frank Kirby instead?
Daly in that left back position has played right back for England as well. Will she make left back her own? One of the decisions that Sarina Wiegman still yet to settle on, which she can share with us. Look at that starting side on the opening game of the Euros at Old Trafford. Here's Bright. Perhaps just telling her teammates just to calm down, keep the ball for a bit. Greenwood. Here's Bronze. We know loves to get forward, but will be put under a lot of pressure in that position by Martins, and Bernstein applying pressure to Greenwood.
Great pressure there from Bernstein. She knows that every loose ball, she's ready, she's there to pounce on it. She's done really well so far at holding that line, at keeping them honest, playing between the two centre-backs to make them drop slightly, to make them uncomfortable, and she's done a really good job so far.
Closing in on 80 caps, Lynette Bernstein. Martins. Raud, Martins, back to Wilms. And Raud with a little bit of room, gets the shot. Bernstein trying to get in behind. Can she set herself? She can, and Ops is there. Well, Lynette Bernstein denied by the England goalkeeper.
Strong save from Mary Earps. Lots of bodies in there, makes it so difficult to see. Holds her ground, stays big. Enables her to make that save with her trailing leg.
Good spell this for the Netherlands. Martins. Bernstein's in there again, and I think she caught the goalkeeper in the process, and that will be a free kick to England. But the Dutch causing problems. Hopefully Mary Earps is okay here.
The Dutch definitely causing problems there. Brave goalkeeping from Mary Earps after making that initial save. Comes out and makes the punch. She said Bernstein just a little bit late to it. Hopefully Mary Earps just taking her time to get herself back. Here we see as the ball comes in, just gets her across her midriff. Hopefully just slightly winded, nothing too serious.
Those outfield players really shouldn't be near the goalkeeper, should they, Sean? Give you a clear way to catch it.
Yeah, keep us nicely protected.
Well, for Mary Earps, the undisputed #1 for England, as Serena Wiegmann stated, after having to play backup for so long. And England managed by a Dutch woman, but the Dutch managed by an Englishman, Mark Parsons, who wouldn't be quite something if he could take the Dutch to glory and defend their title. They're not considered one of the main favourites for the competition, but there are a fair few countries in the mix.
There definitely are, and I think they were never favourites for the tournament when they won it back in 2017. So there's no saying why they can't go and do it again this year.
Already shown in this game that they do have quality up front. Bright towards England. There's Nowen. It's a good ball. One back. For that towards Ricky Gurning, chasing after that, the Manchester United player. There is Earps, the Manchester United goalkeeper. And Bright taking a chance and sells the pass short. Groningen, corner to the Netherlands, who are doing a good job of making life difficult for England to build out.
They're pressing high up the pitch. Jackie Groningen there, didn't give her any time. I think Millie Bright got her way out of trouble, but then didn't quite release it enough. Jackie Groningen there to press it and win the corner off Alex Greenwood.
But they are a threat from set pieces, the Dutch. Van der Gracht, one of the main dangers. There's the corner from Spitzer. Helped on and helped in! And it had to be Lieke Martins, one of the Dutch's star players. But they all surround Spitzer on her 200th appearance for her country. They enjoyed that goal, the Netherlands, and in front, and their threat from set pieces playing out.
A brilliant delivery from Spitzer on her 200th cap, and an even better header from Lieke Martins. She's not necessarily someone that you'd expect to be getting on the end of them, but it's a brilliant header and leaves Mary Earps with absolutely no chance. Frustrating for England because it was an unnecessary corner to give away, but this is the test that England need.
And Lieke Martins, who so often come to the fore for her country when it matters at tournaments, well, in this high-profile friendly, she's given her country the lead. 55th goal. Bronze, nice touch to get away from Spitzer. And Bronze driving forward. Here's Kelly crossing it in. It's taken though by the goalkeeper, Veenendaal.
Great reaction from England there, positive play, combining well again on this right side. Just needed the forward to get across that near post.
Martins plays it through, Bernstein, she's got the legs to get away. It's very good cover from Rachel Daly, and had to.
Brilliant cover from Rachel Daly. You look how much ground she's got to make up. Bernstein's incredibly quick, and Rachel Daly does so well to get goal side and get the contact.
Bernstein may be quick, but so is Rachel Daly. England needed her there. So Spitzer with the corner again. Already caused England a problem, and that's another awkward one. Van der Gracht was close to that. He's going to go behind for a goal kick, but Spitzer all over the set pieces as always.
Another brilliant delivery. See, she just hangs it into an area where the goalkeeper can't come, but you need your defenders there to be big, to be strong, to come out there and dominate those aerial balls.
Serena Wigman, she knows all about Serena Spitzer, how effective she is. Here's Bright. Williamson. England have found it difficult in these sort of areas. First quarter of this game. Walsh. Now Bronze. Bright. 25 minutes played. Well, England can't really get their wingers into the game. Bright. Williamson. Now Greenwood. Then plays it to Daly and Hemp. And no right to get there really, but did. And Hemp receives a strong challenge from Wilms, and a fair one, according to the referee. Always trying to think of ways to deal with Lauren Hemp. That might be one of them.
If you can prevent her from running at you, from getting her speed up and striding in on goal, then you're definitely onto a winner.
There's too much on that pass from Daly's frustrated.
I think, as I said earlier, that Netherlands have done really well at denying England any space in behind. They know that they've got speed up top. They know they want to play direct from those wide areas. They've not allowed them to play there at the moment, but I think England therefore need to combine more in the wide areas, higher up the pitch.
Dominic Janssen, another member of the experienced club for the Netherlands. Williamson with the foot in. Burnham with the foot in as well. Really battling here, the Dutch. Spitzer. Janssen loses it. Kelly with room to run. England ahead of her. Kirby joining. Nice check back from Kelly. Williamson. Kirby. Still just ran out of space in the end. Walsh. The Dutch have the bodies back. But Bronze to Kirby. It's just got away from Frank Kirby. Jackie Groenen is really putting in a shift in that midfield, as she always does for the Netherlands.
She works so hard for the Netherlands, tirelessly running, trying to pick up those loose balls, trying to stop those through balls to Frank Kirby in that 10.
Finding that space briefly, but quickly snuffed out. Kelly wins the corner, so can England pose a problem from a corner? Luca Martins already has the other end.
As you say, Netherlands have already caused a problem. It shows how important and how vital set pieces are, especially in tournament football. If you can score a few set pieces, it gives you that edge, and know that you're not going to concede from them at the same time.
Well, Greenwood to take, and she can put in a decent delivery, to say the least, but plays it short to Kelly. Back to Greenwood, not onto her left foot though, and it's comes to nothing in the end, but England will bring Bright back. That didn't quite work out, but here's Kirby. Bright to Greenwood. Greenwood playing it forward, and that's chested down into the path of Kirby. She was caught there by Nouwen, and that's a painful one for Frank Kirby, and a free kick for England.
Clever play there, combination from Greenwood to Williamson, just setting it back for Frank Kirby. That's where we want to see her on the ball, driving central areas. Nouwen just couldn't keep up with her, and I think even if it wasn't Nouwen that gave away the foul, Van der Gracht was there to do the second. A really dangerous area for England to have a free kick.
I don't know how pleased Emma Hayes will be seeing that. A Chelsea defender tackling the Chelsea teammate Kirby in that fashion, but the result here for England is a free kick.
Nawan's probably trained with Fran Kirby that much. She knows that she's that good. Sometimes the only way to stop her is to bring her down.
And a booking for the young defender. Well, this is a very good position indeed for Alex Greenwood or Frank Kirby. Fancy it will be Greenwood though. And that left foot of hers. It tries to pass it into the corner, but it's read all the way by Sarri van Veenendaal.
Comfortable for Van Veenendaal in the end, tidy with her hands as well. You saw two England players there ready to pounce on any kind of rebound. So tidy from the goalkeeper.
Funny enough, that sort of technique, Spitzer's done well. Good tackle from Williamson. Bronze to Kelly. Martin's looking to the referee, felt it was a free kick. Here's Bronze. Kirby. Bronze. Looking for England, miscued it completely, but England will want Lucy Bronze in those sort of areas. He's to do a lot more from deep so far.
They will do, but they also want to get Lauren Hemp on the ball. And she's in acres of space over there. Netherlands are really committing bodies across to defend. But if England can find the likes of Kira Walsh or Leah Williamson in that midfield to be able to switch it out to her really quickly, then Lauren Hemp's going to have space to drive forward at that back line.
If I'm right in saying this is the first time England have been behind under Serena Wigman, so let's see how they respond to this situation. Walsh. Kelly. Janssen Kelly, dangerous ball in, now one puts it behind. Chloe Kelly, a real threat.
Great delivery from Chloe Kelly there. She's got quick feet, she's got skills, she's got pace. Like to see her running at that defender a little bit more, whipping those balls in. And that's where we need to see an England centre forward getting across the goalkeeper to that near post space, exactly like Ellen White tends to do.
Well, England made a bit of a mess at the last corner. No short corner this time. Greenwood hangs it in there. Should be able to clear, but Hemp battling to keep it alive, but it will be a goal kick in the end.
I think that's probably why England went short, tried to be a bit creative with that first corner, because they know that the Netherlands are so dominant in the air. So if you just whip it in directly, it's slightly more simple for them to defend. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more creative.
Now this is going to break to Kirby. Good position this for England. Kirby. She caught there. Still coming forward with Bronze. Plenty in the penalty area as well. Bronze clips it right in. Completely misread by Van Veenendaal. But Lucy Bronze won't mind at all, and England level. And I don't think she meant it from that expression. But either way, England have got themselves back on level terms. Lucy Bronze.
Whether she meant it or not, she'll take it. Great play again, Fran Kirby in the middle. But this is where we want to see Lucy Bronze driving forward, clipping that ball in. Absolutely evaded Van Veenendaal. Evaded everybody else as well, and into that back post.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze on her 90th cap, her 10th goal for England. And in the sort of areas where she can cause damage to the opposition. Certainly looking to cross that. Something of the Ronaldinho about that one. So 1-1 now. A good game this. Raw. Over. Bernstein. England haven't played that too well. Second attempt is a bit better, helped on by Janssen. And that is into the arms of Earps.
England definitely with the momentum of the game at the moment. The phase where Mary Earps was very busy. The first time she's touched the ball in a while. England will want to keep the ball up the other end of the pitch, especially after getting that goal back.
Here Walsh, flustered style, Bronze. Walsh, out to him. Here goes Hemp, looking for England. And England committing a lot of bodies into the penalty area.
That's the ball we want to see from Keira Walsh, though, spraying it out to Lauren Hemp. Even if she receives it a little bit deeper, she's able to drive at Wilms. She's got the pace that once she picks it up, it's difficult to defend against, and she can whip those balls in.
Did stay in play. Grunen first night to make the run, but good pressure from England this time. Broad. Broad with the switch. Spitzer can bring it down and brings it down nicely. This is a sweeping move from the Dutch. Martins, Bernstein trying to help it on. It's going to be a corner. Good move that from the Dutch.
A brilliant move from the Dutch. Started with the touch from Spitzer, just plucking it out of the sky. And Bernstein with the cheeky flick, and in a corner, which we all know how dangerous they are for the Netherlands.
Spitzer across to take. Will Martins make the same run as before? Nouwen is in there. And the Gracht is in there as well. Ward lingering at the back post, and it goes towards Nouwen. Will it break? So the Dutch shirt is not. It's cleared away by England. And if you are just joining in on this game, yes, England are playing in orange, and the Dutch are playing in mostly white. New away kits for both. Mills, Spitzer, now Janssen. Nouwen, Martins who's picking up some worried positions. Shouldn't be surprised though, the Netherlands are playing. They might not stick to their roles. Janssen. It's to run back. Got Kelly on your shoulder. Here's Kirby. Walsh. On the same wavelength there with Kirby. Nice pass from Walsh. Spitzer. There's Williamson. Tries quite well in that midfield.
Without Miedema playing, it's enabled Netherlands to have a lot more rotation. Bernstein normally plays out wider. Broad can play in the middle. It's made it difficult for England to know who to pick up because they've had so much rotation within that midfield three and that front three.
Here's Kirby breaking forward. Rubbed across. Scored in the World Cup against Italy. The defender. Set piece causing problems, and Dutch may have a problem here because Lieke Martins is down, and she got on the score sheet in this game, the 2017 World Player of the Year, and England equalising through the 2020 World Player of the Year.
Martins has struggled with injury this season at Barcelona. She's missed a considerable amount of the season, so she won't want to be picking up a knock at this point, heading into a European Championship. So hopefully for them, it's just a soft tissue knock and something that a nice little ice bag will do the job.
Of course, the Chelsea defence, all sorts of problems in the 2021 Champions League final, but wasn't able to play a full part for Barcelona in this current campaign where they lost in the final to Lyon, and now she's joined Lyon's rivals in France, PSG. So, the Netherlands a player down for now. Here's Hemp. And a link up with Daly. And Daly looking for Hemp again, Spitzer across. Spitzer looking to win the throw-in on that side and does just that. Serena Spitzer, who preceded Serena Wigman in the Dutch setup, was playing before she became manager and still playing now.
She's been brilliant for the Netherlands tonight, not just her delivery on set pieces, her composure in the middle, her work rate, also her technical ability to bring others into play.
And her family watching tonight. Ward, Walsh trying to win that back, couldn't quite do it. A real energy to this game. Both these sides determined, even though it is a friendly, to lay a marker down ahead of the tournament. Ron Veenendaal clears that to Millie Bright. Williamson trying to just help that into the path of Kirby, and does find her England teammate. Here's Bright to Bronze. Williamson looking for Kelly. Here's Kelly. Janssen across though. It's been an interesting battle so far. Bernstein picks up the free kick.
Smart defending there from Millie Bright. If you're going to make the foul, make it high up the pitch. Enabled England to get their shape, get back into that defensive structure, and to prevent any kind of counter-attack coming through.
5 goals for England, all in the last year. And for Chelsea in that time. There's now one. Really competitive first half at Elland Road. Spitzer. Evenly matched teams so far. That's probably how the Euros is going to play out. It's probably a group of 5 or 6 teams that could win it, for sure.
There's probably 6 teams that I'd say have all got a great opportunity to go out there and win this tournament, but with England having the home support, the Netherlands will know exactly what that did last time. Definitely gives you that extra edge.
Hemp allowed to turn. That's always a bonus for England. Williamson, too much on the pass to Kirby. Keeps it alive though. Hemp in support. And Hemp towards England, but not close enough.
Not the right delivery there in the end from Lauren Hemp, but she got on the ball early on, drove forwards, commits bodies to come out, to step out and tackle her, and that's what we want to see from her. Bringing Frank Kirby into the game in those pockets.
Veenendaal just about keeping her eye on that one. De Gracht forward to Grunen. Now Janssen. Nouwen trying to get the Dutch going, but England have improved. How they adapt in games will be a key component to going deep into the tournament. It's a free kick on the far side.
How they utilise the strength of the squad will be important as well, so it'll be interesting to see what changes, if any, Serena makes at half-time, because you need that depth to be able to compete through the latter stages of tournament football.
Saw England's strength and depth coming to the fore in the last game against Belgium. The second half, that'll be a case against the Dutch side as well. So England certainly have one of the strongest squads in the competition. Here's Williamson. Alex Greenwood. his head up, looking for that pass. Bright likewise, and Bright going for that pass in towards Kirby. Almost paid off. That time Bright will force it forward again. Might break to Williamson. Or Kelly here. Good defending by Janssen. Martins. And Bronze not allowing her to turn. Martins did well in the end. They do get the free kick in the end.
After a lovely touch from Jackie Groenen to set Janssen free. Just flicking it on. Yeah, professional foul there from Lucy Bronze. Just not letting any kind of counter-attack happen, especially while she's out of position higher up the pitch.
Bronze with England's equaliser in this game. Nowen. Bernstein on the run. Bright chasing after her. Bernstein won't get to that though. Going to run out of play. Lynette Bernstein, who's joined Juventus in the past week after a long spell with Bayern Munich. And in this Dutch side, where she was often having to play second fiddle to Shanice van der Sanden, who she's a bit of a controversial situation, not picked by the Dutch, but is one of the first standbys. More to play in this first half, which has been an enjoyable first half. Williamson. Bright. And Kelly. Can't lose it there, does pick up the free kick in the end. And Siobhan, how's this first half gone for you?
Pretty much as expected. Both teams have had their moments. The Netherlands probably midway through this first half. We're on top, we're dominating after a strong start from England, but England have finished really strongly.
We're giving the ball away though. Here's Raw. Spitzer playing it forward. Now Martins can't get to this. We have spoken about the second half and the changes that will be made, and England do have that strength off the bench as well. The Dutch do have Miedema on the bench.
I was just going to say, you're forgetting a certain centre forward for the Netherlands that I'm sure we'll see on the pitch at some point in time.
Palova picking it up. This forward here for the Dutch. Roord. Their final attack of the first half, perhaps. Groenen. Wilms. Roord. Martins. Try to play it first time to Bernstein. And Bernstein just left something there on Williamson. England captain down for now.
I think she just clipped her heels. Just caught her foot there, a painful one, but looks like Leah Williamson's going to be okay. We spoke about Miedema potentially coming on. We've also got Daniela van der Donk on the bench, coming back from injury, who's an absolute stalwart in this Dutch midfield, and I'd really like to see her come on and test the English midfield with her creativity.
Another ex-Arsenal player. Bernstein booked there, confirmation for that challenge on Williamson. A half-time, a very competitive first half in which the Dutch took the lead. Lieke Martins scoring a header from Sherida Spitzer's corner, but England got themselves level through Lucy Bronze, whose cross became a shot that sailed over the goalkeeper and made it 1-1. And that is the scoreline at the break at Elland Road. The Lionesses in Leeds couldn't get on the end of it. Oh, helped on and helped in. Lieke Martins. Bronze clips it right in.
Half-time at Elland Road, and it is England 1, Netherlands 1. And the first goal, the Netherlands goal, came from a lot of Netherlands pressure in the end, right, didn't it?
Yeah, they seem to have targeted our back four. We look very, very shaky at the back from goalkeeper all across the line. Poor ball there from Millie Bright, and then here there's not enough not enough options, not enough movement. And once it gets back into her, that's a poor ball from Leah back to her. And that's what they've done. And what that does, it kind of gives you the impetus to keep going. Look at the pressure we're getting now. This goes inside. Look, if she plays that in, bam, they're straight in on goal. Again, we look very shaky. We haven't looked very comfortable. We can't get the ball to our midfield, who in turn can't get it to our wingers, because if we can get it to our wingers, we cause problems. This is where the goal comes from. Millie Bright finds herself in a position where she's under pressure, kind of panics a little bit, passes it, and then this is where the goal came from. It's been very uncomfortable, but it's good to see. They need this. They need this.
Yeah, right. It looks like Mark Parsons has identified Millie Bright as a player to set a trap on.
Yeah.
And as soon as that ball, those 3 clips we've seen, as soon as that ball goes to Millie Bright, the entire Netherlands team shifts over, and it's caused problems for England to get out. All the passing options Millie's got are limited, and obviously, as Righty said, it leads to a great header from Lika Martins.
Faye, we wanted to see England under a little bit of pressure to see how they respond. They responded well in the end. It was Lucy Bronze that got a goal. Was it a shot or a cross?
Definitely a cross. She didn't mean that. We're a bit lucky, really. I think we started to get a foothold in the game just before this goal, but yeah, playing out from the back has been not great. It's a bit sloppy. She's already put a cross in that she didn't connect with properly earlier, and that's the same. She doesn't quite get her foot round it. She doesn't mean that, but she's lucky that that's floated into the back of the net.
Righty, could the keeper have done better there?
Yeah, it's not a goal you see normally, but like this, the keeper's expecting a decent cross, and so she's kind of covering her near kind of post just in case it's bad enough, but it's just looped over her.
From one keeper to another, Mary Epps, we haven't actually seen her under a bit of pressure. She hasn't really had to make many saves. She made a good one early on, though, at 0-0, didn't she?
She did, and it's a good save because there's so many bodies in the box. You know, her vision is blocked. You know, Berenstein here, the ball doesn't really break for her, but she manages to get shot off, and it's a great save because Mary's got a lot of bodies there trying to block it as well. And you see there, she's just blocked it with her leg.
She's done well there because even with the goal, you could see she was trying to come across to get herself back in the middle, and she's done the same thing there. So she's a lot more fortunate without her leg, her trailing leg. She's done brilliantly to save that.
Tell us what the England team might be feeling, Faye, because under Sarina Wiegman, they've actually never gone behind. So that was uncharted territory for them.
Yeah, exactly. But she wants that test, you know. There's no point going out when you're not under pressure. And we saw that they kind of didn't know how to play out under that high press. But built into the game. Once we got it past, I think, the midfield, the Dutch midfield, and we've looked dangerous in Chloe Kelly, getting it to Hem. We know that she can deliver. And also Fran, once it's got to her, she's looked bright. A little bit, maybe not quite the sharpness. We know she hasn't played, but when she gets the ball, I think you can, like Righty said at the start, you can get at this Dutch defence.
You really can. Okay, right, guys. Second half is coming right up. It was the Netherlands that piled on the pressure in the early stages of this first half. They got the first goal. Lika Martins with the header of that one. And then it was Lucy Bronze that managed to level up for the Lionesses. Very humble in her celebration there. The second half is coming up next. It's 1-0 at the break. We have a fascinating insight into one of Britain's greatest Olympians, Dame Kelly Holmes, who, as a member of the armed forces, was forced to cover up the fact that she was gay for 30 years. It's a raw and emotional story on ITV and STV, and it's at 10:20. It was actually illegal to be gay in the armed forces, which is where this stemmed from, and for her to come out now 30 years on is incredibly courageous, Righty.
It's courageous, it's very brave and very sad. For her to have to suffer in silence like she has, and everything she's achieved, you can imagine, you know, how happy she was with that, but what she's living every day. And I'm pleased that she's come out, you know, with that. I'm pleased that it's happening for her. The LGBTQ+, all that community is suffering, and it's nice to see somebody of that stature coming out. It's great, in fact, so as people can encourage other people to do the same.
Absolutely, well said, Righty. OK, let's get back into our second half here. 1-0 at the break. Beth Mead's on. Chloe Kelly is off. Let's see how the second half pans out. Siobhan Chamberlain and Seb Hutchinson will guide you through this one.
Well, it's going to be very interesting indeed to see which of Mead and Kelly starts that opening game against Austria. It's very close between the two. Beth Mead, a favourite on that right-hand side, with Chloe Kelly returning from injury and already having some eye-catching moments. It'll be very interesting indeed to see who Sarina Wiegman goes for. But in the second half, it will be the Arsenal player who will come on, the current Arsenal player. And one of the Netherlands changes in this second half will be the ex-Arsenal player, former favourite at Boreham Wood, Daniela van der Donk, who's had an Achilles problem for most of the season at her new club Lyon, but she's back for the Netherlands today, a smile on her face, always plays with a smile on her face, And she's one of the 2 changes made. Caitlin Dijkstra, the other, whose father, Minder, was a right-back, a full-back for Notts County in the early 90s. And she's on Van der Grant. Martin's the other player to go off, the goal scorer for the Netherlands, who was down briefly in that first half. Siobhan, what are you expecting in this second half?
More of the same, I hope. More shots on goal, more opportunities testing each other defensively. And I think Van der Donk coming onto the pitch will give a different dynamic to this Netherlands midfield. I think Beth Mead combined really well with Lucy Bronze in that first half, especially against Belgium. So it would be great to see those 2 playing together again.
And the Dutch now have their midfield 3 in Groen, Spitzer and Van der Donk. Stood them so well over the last couple of major tournaments. Olympics apart, of course. Daly. Here's Hemp. England on the front foot at the start of the second half. And Hemp was looking to bend that to the far post. And it dropped to Mead. It's nothing in the end.
Great driving play from Lauren Hemp here. Into the 18-yard box, can cut on either foot. I don't think Beth Mead was too aware of that ball coming through. It hit her really late. Not sure she wanted that as her first touch.
Bernstein picking up the loose touch for Williamson. Now Roard. Comes to Roard. Spitzer. And a tester already for Dijkstra. The 2 sides. The screen here. Here's Mills. For Bernstein, who will get there first, but the flag is up.
Good line there, held by England. Shaw and Bernstein straight offside. But be a good test for Dijkstra. Just her 5th cap, and it's always difficult as a centre-back, as a defender or a goalkeeper. Coming on in games like this, you're more likely as a centre-forward or an attacking player.
And Bronze falls back. This is where there was some difficulty caused by the Netherlands in the first half for England, but they did a lot better that time. And Walsh going long. Janssen. Bright to Greenwood. Daly. Hemp. Matched it pretty well so far, the Netherlands. That's just got to run away from Daly. But that's what I suppose Lauren Hemp needs, is to have that test to think of ways to get around those sort of issues.
She does, and we've seen at the start of the second half, she's coming deeper, she's coming into that pocket, not playing off the back shoulder like we normally see from her. Coming into that pocket and saying, give me the ball slightly deeper and I'll run at the players. I'll cause them problems in a different way.
Dijkstra. That's a searching ball and a good break from Van der Donk. Bernstein getting up in support. Now that's a challenge from Greenwood. Deemed clean by the referee. Did she get much of the ball?
50-50 there, I think. Van der Donk still on the floor. Fairly convinced that it wasn't a clean foul, but this is why we have VAR.
We do have VAR. And there's a break here just because Van der Donk is down.
Not sure Alex Greenwood gets any contact on the ball there. Interesting to see if the referee comes to the VAR screen to take a check.
They are checking. The VAR is Fabio Verissimo. They are still looking at this. Didn't seem to get too much of the ball, Greenwood. The referee's going to have a look. And this could spell trouble for England, likely to spell trouble for England. The challenge from Greenwood. She certainly caught something of Daniela van der Donk. Sandra Bastos taking a look at this angle at the moment.
I think you can see from that angle she makes contact with van der Donk first, and therefore for me it's a penalty.
So VAR called into action, recommended a review from the referee. He's about to make a decision here, one way or the other. Penalty to the Dutch. And there's going to be a booking as well for Greenwood.
I think you could tell from Alex Greenwood's reaction then there wasn't any frustration or annoyance in the penalty being given. I think she knew she'd made contact. Sometimes VAR goes for you, sometimes it goes against you.
And an impact from van der Donk, half-time substitute. And this is going to be interesting here, because you'd fancy Spitzer, who takes most of the set pieces, is surely going to take this penalty. I think Rord was thinking about it. But there was only ever going to be one player to take this spot kick for the Netherlands. On cap 200. Momentous occasion for Sherida Spitzer, and a chance from the spot to restore the Netherlands lead. It's Spitzer! She can't take the chance. Well, Mary Earps enjoys the part she played in that, but it's not to be for the Dutch captain.
Mary Earps definitely did her research. She knew which way Spitzer was going. She didn't get the touch, but she did enough to force her wide. The composure that Spitzer normally has, the quality she has on her set pieces, would have backed her to score from there.
She could be more behind the line there, Mary Earps, just to make sure. She did enough to put off Spitzer from the penalty spot. Daly, England with a reprieve, and here's Hemp. Hemp plays it in, and Miedema, it's a brilliant ball in, and taken by the substitutes. A sweeping move from England, and what a response. Conceding the penalty, getting the reprieve. Mary Earps knows that. It's England who take the lead.
A breed fires that into the bottom corner, gives Van Wiedner absolutely no chance.
Well, Beth Mead, who's had no problem scoring for England under Serena Wigman. A player who wasn't in the setup a year ago, but is firmly a setup in this England team. Coming on at half-time in this game. And England in front. "54 seconds between Spitzer missing the penalty and England scoring. And Spitzer stretching for that. Looks like she caught Kirby in the process. England free kick. Disappointing few minutes for Spitzer on this special night for her.
She looks incredibly frustrated, and I think that foul was probably born out of that frustration. Jackie Groenen catches her in the end. A brilliant response from England. The reaction, we said, just 54 seconds between that penalty miss and going down the other end and score. That's exactly the kind of mentality you want from your team.
Big minute in this game. It's gone England's way. Van der Donk closing down Bright, but Bright gets the break. And England on the break. England trying to sweep that ball. As Mead towards him. Here's Roard. Bernstein. And the donk. Palova. Palova getting it back. Bernstein. Bronze is tight. Palova does well. Just about doing enough to force the corner.
Bronze doing enough to keep her out there, but great play by Palova. Kept the ball neat and tidy. Won her team a corner. It's a little bit more than we've seen from her in that first half. She started off really energetic and then got a little bit lost in the rotation. She's definitely got a more definite job in the second half.
No Spitzer in this corner. And Evans already created one from a corner. Oops. Get close to that one. Grunen. Spitzer digs the cross out and miscued the clearance there, England.
Not where Beth England wanted that clearance to go. Hopefully for England it's not another unnecessary corner to punish from.
Corner taken short, then played in, awkward, but Earps dealt with that. In confident mood, Mary Earps.
Always in confident mood. But good feet, good hands. Tidy to get across there. Keep the ball in play and keep possession for England.
She's waited so long to get into this sort of position where she is the main choice between the sticks. It's helping that ball out to Mead, who's able to turn. And looking sharp, Beth Mead, as she has for much of the season. Kirby. Hemp, who created that Mead goal. Walsh. Williamson. England playing with confidence. And Ward under pressure. That'll be a free kick.
Clever play from Roard there to win that free kick. She's an experienced player. She knew she wasn't going anywhere and drew the free kick really well.
Roard gives it away to Hemp. And Hemp finds Kirby. Good position here for Frank Kirby. Going on, lays it off. And it just ran away there from Hemp. Williamson, England working it. And Bronze goes down. Palova on the defensive cover there. Calm as you like here from the Netherlands to pass their way out of trouble. Janssen. Roard. And she'll look for Van der Donk. Who might get in behind here. Earps toying with the Dutch midfielder there. But Bronze in this move here. Was she caught?
Not sure there was too much in that. More of a 50-50. But you go a bit before that. I'd love to have seen Frank Kirby take her shot. Be a little bit greedy sometimes in those moments. She's got the quality to whip that either in at the near post or curl that round the far post.
Here's Daly. Putting it down the line. That's easily cut out by Vilms. Bernstein. Roard. Grunen to Spitzer. Vilms trying to move that ball quickly. England deal with it. Walsh. Losing out. Grunen. Spitzer. So many of these Dutch players have played together so often. Janssen down the line. Bronze. Approaching the hour mark here. A match that has England leading, but it could have gone the other way. The Netherlands missing from the penalty spot. Just moments before Beth Mead scored England's second goal. Walsh, Kirby, the brighter second half. Hemp, Kirby on the move again, finding space again. Hemp to Mead, Kirby. Van der Donk just calming things down. Langstrom. Here's Janssen. Janssen, ambitious pass, but it's paid off there. Van der Donk, now Roord. Bernstein wants the ball played. Roord again. Groningen. Nice back heel as well. The composure on the ball from Roord. Vilns sticks that cross out, looking for Bernstein. And Williamson. All the time in the world. Williamson again. Played the short pass to Walsh. Walsh escapes the danger of Van der Donk. Both sides set to make a few substitutions here. Ball does go out of play. Hasn't gone out of play for a little while so far.
Miedemar's been waiting on that touchline to come on so long. She's gone off to do herself another warm-up. The ball hasn't gone out of play for a considerable amount of time now.
On cue here though, and the Dutch about to bring on 93 goals worth of talent, and 92 of those are from Viviana Miedema, the record scorer in the WSL. About to enter the fray, one of the world's most famous players, the number 9 for the Netherlands, their record goal scorer, and the Arsenal forward who's committed at least another year to the club. About to lead the line again. Bernstein off, Palova also off. The other change is the teenage talent Esme Brook, just her 5th cap. A very talented winger, very skillful winger. Already scored for her country, and she makes her way on, the PSV player. And a triple change for England. The Manchester United duo of Russo and Toon about to come on. Alex Greenwood, the former Manchester United player, making way, and Georgia Stanway of Bayern Munich now into that midfield. Beth England replaced by Russo up front. Kirby, the one to make way for Ella Toon. So Toon will get her chance in that 10 role as England decide who will play that 10 role. A talented player, of course, Ella Toon, but still waiting to really show her skills against top sides.
Very talented player. Her, Georgia Stanway, Fran Kirby, all brilliant in that position. For me, Fran Kirby is just a step above everybody else. She's such a talented player, and to see her get an hour on the pitch today is fantastic for England moving forwards.
And there was a nice little touch there, Jackie Gruenen with a smile on her face when Toon came on the pitch. The two Manchester United teammates face to face at the moment. Gruenen marking Toon. Hemp. There is the foot in from Gruenen, who knows the Toon so well. Toon, a popular player at Manchester United.
Both very popular players at Manchester United, and I'm sure they'll know how to wind each other up and how to get the upper hand on one or the other.
Here's Russo. Very busy forward, and driving on, just ran out of space there in the end. But Russo offers something different up front for England.
She does. She's a brilliant player. She's a target player that can hold the ball up. She can bring others into play. She's very clinical when she gets the ball right foot, left foot, and she's also good in the air. For me, she's a brilliant number 9 and a great option for England.
And England winning that ball high up the pitch. Hemp dinking it to the back post. She's caught in two minds there, Lauren Hemp. Could have had a shot, could have picked up Mead, did neither in the end.
I think with this freshness of England in these high areas, gives them the opportunity to press the Netherlands high up the pitch, to win the ball back high and to create these opportunities when the Netherlands are slightly out of position as they were then. Just couldn't quite get it through to Beth Mead.
Strong header from Bright. Must be a contender for one of England's best players in the Serena Wigman.
She's really grown into the position as a leader as well as a defender. I remember playing against her at club level and she was a centre forward. So the way she's developed, especially under Emma Hayes at Chelsea as well, and now under Wigman here at England, she's been brilliant.
I think her England debut was in midfield. There's Williamson. Looking for Hemp. Williams beaten to it by Hemp. Russo. Hemp to Toon. Toon tackled by Grunen. That's the second time Grunen's done that, but Grunen slips. And Hemp is comfortable for the goalkeeper this time.
Comfortable for Van Wiedendaal there, but it gives you a different dynamic now that England have made those changes. Stanway and Toon are both number 10s, they're both playing her at the pitch. Having Leah Williamson on in midfield, being able to drop her in, gives you that option to change the shape of that midfield and change the way they attack.
England in a strong period here, and we know Rachel Daly can shoot. Another one off target though.
I actually asked Rachel Daly earlier on in the week, I said, would you rather score at Elland Road or would you rather keep a clean sheet? She said the clean sheet, so that option's gone, so I'm sure she'll be looking for the goal right now.
Did you truly believe her as well?
Most definitely not.
Hemp winning the ball in the air again. Toon. Now Stanway. Walsh. All those changes from England, but they still look dangerous. Hemp. Lovely ball again. Well, Wijnaldum got something on it, not once but twice. And Janssen away. Beautiful ball in though from Lauren Hemp.
The second half, we've seen just how dangerous Lauren Hemp is. These balls she's delivered into the box have been absolutely sublime. Van Wiedendaal did well there to stand her ground, got a hand to it, and now and defended well to get the block in and prevent Russo from getting contact.
There's a cheer from the crowd because the referee was just body checked there by Grunen. Grunen was having a go at the referee for being in the way. Bright playing it forwards, Russo chasing, but we're already seeing why England are considered one of the favourites for the competition, because they do have strength in depth. Good fitness to this side as well.
They do, and the ability to make changes and not lose your flow of your game. If anything, the flow's got better. They've been able to press higher up the pitch. Miedema is probably her first touch coming into the game. She hasn't been able to get into her attacking half just yet, and that's exactly where England want to keep her.
Well, Mark Parsons mentioned the word impossible in his pre-match interview about their chances of winning or defending their title. Here's Wilms. Now Roard. Can they supply Miedema? Doesn't need many chances. Grunen. Spitzer. Loose pass from Spitzer though. But that's lost by Walsh. Van der Donk. Roared, but England's winning it back quickly. And Walsh, lovely feet. Tidy midfield play for the Manchester City midfielder. Stanway driving forward. Now Toon. Russo. England get a shot to this move. Russo did get the shot away. And the defence there, Dijkstra flicking behind for a corner.
Great, fast, free-flowing move there from England. Russo did well to get a shot away in the end, but well defended from Dijkstra. But it all started from brilliant footwork from Keira Walsh in that midfield. chopping and turning, enabling England to get that breakaway.
And all these young substitutes from England showing their energy off the bench. Just getting some instructions while England have this corner. Corner taken short. Hemp. To send it in. Not working there for England on that corner. Herbs. To stretch the play there. Here's Hemp. He's had a very bright second half. She very, very rarely has a quiet game. Second half from England. Here's Mead. Scored their second goal, just slipped there. Hunt can bring it away. She hasn't had a chance to run with the ball yet. Miedemar gets away from her Arsenal teammate. But at the moment, England on top.
England on top and frustrating the Netherlands. As we said before, Miedemar hadn't been on the ball much, and there she's getting it wide. Not where they want her to be on the ball.
Hemp. Toon. Still Toon. Lovely check of the feet. Looking for the corner. Finds it! Another substitute making an impact in this game. And England stretch their lead. I don't know how much the Dutch goalkeeper Van Veenendaal saw of that. But England in a confident mood in this second half.
Confident from England, confident from Ella Toon. She's only just come onto the pitch. We know exactly what she can do. You can ask questions of the goalkeeper. She's misjudged the bounce. She should definitely do better from there. But if you don't shoot, you don't score. And Ella Toon's got herself on the score sheet yet again.
Beautiful feet, actually, from Ella Toon in the build-up to that goal, showing the sort of touch. And already her 11th goal for England on just her 14th cap. And Spitzer going off. Applause from the bench. Her family in attendance as well. They brought the balloons. That's her mother and father on the right-hand side. But she missed from the penalty spot. It wasn't to be such a special night, though. She did create the opening goal from a corner. But England with a bit of breathing space on the scoreboard. But it's been the Netherlands who've been breathing hard in this second half. An excellent second half so far from England, who are about to make another change themselves. Russo. And Bright. And now Bronze. Mead. Bronze. Brilliant play from England here. Toon took it off the post. Almost getting the luck. Russo might get the luck, no. Hemp! That is glorious from Lauren Hemp. Showcasing her quality again. And England have taken the game away from the Dutch in this second half with class. They've been unplayable, actually, in this game. The Netherlands haven't been able to contain this second half performance from England, who are really laying down a marker here.
It's brilliant from Hemp. Toon gets her shot away, rebounds off the post, but Lauren Hemp makes this technique look absolutely easy, and I can tell you it's not. Fantastic finish, composed into that far corner. given England a fantastic lead in this game.
Well, it took ages. Well, relatively ages, we felt like, for Lauren Hemp to score her first England goal. She hasn't really stopped scoring since then. The 4 against Latvia, the 2 against Northern Ireland, and 1 tonight. Rachel Daly going off here, and Jess Carter on, who's really impressed in the last year or so for her club Chelsea. Brooke driving forward here. Miedemar, the worst attempt of the world to try to thread it through. Here is Damaris, who came on as a sub during that flurry of England goals. Talented player herself, teammate of Van der Donk at Lyon. England in this second half, mightily impressive.
It's going to be one of England's strengths going forward in this tournament. The depth within this side, the ability to make changes, and for those subs to come on and make an instant impact.
Russo stretching the play. Seeing that cross in as well, and Veenendaal, highly regarded goalkeeper, but she'll be very disappointed indeed with a couple of England's goals, but not a lot she can do about that head strike.
Oh, definitely not. There's question marks for sure over the Elland goal. She should have done better, misjudged it. The cross, come shot, deliberate of course from Lucy Bronze. It's a frustrating game from her, but there's no way she was saving that strike from Lauren Hemp.
Williamson dropped into the back 4 after Greenwood went off. Flexibility from England. The substitutes making all the difference, but also Hemp, who started this game, making all the difference. Good challenge from Van der Donk. The Netherlands looking to respond. And ever since they missed that penalty, the game's just run away from them, really.
The Netherlands are normally so consistent in their starting lineups. You know who's going to play. They're very organised, they're very structured. So when they've made these changes, they haven't looked as ruthless, as clinical, as dominant on the ball. And I think that's got to be so positive for England to know that they can do the complete opposite. They can be impactful no matter who they bring on the pitch.
It's a good ball, though, from now on. Still nothing in the end. Van der Donk couldn't really take it in her stride. Ball's given away, though, by Mead. Braun. Grunen. Damaris. Brooke. Sends it in towards Van der Donk. Bright's header, only as far as Raw. Shot from Miedemar is blocked. Grunen. And the pressure from Toon. Expect to see an exchange of smiles from them too. Maybe not with this scoreline, though. Here's Raw. Finding Van der Donk. Films. Miscued that, but sometimes that can work in your favour. But Mary Earps claiming the ball.
There's been a couple of miscued crosses from that area of the pitch, one which ended up in the back of the net, thankfully not the latter.
Here's Bright. Earps. Escarto can play all across the back line. That flexibility that England have in their squad, such an advantage as well. Hemp screaming for the ball on the left-hand side, and Bright finding her, and Carter will get up in support. Terring on the left-hand side. Hemp clips it in towards Russo. Ripped away for the Dutch. Williamson forcing it and finding Hemp. Lovely control from Lauren Hemp. And Wilms thought she might have nailed Hemp down in that first half, and that's not been the case in this second half. What a weapon England have.
I think the second half's shown us how important, if we didn't already know, Lauren Hemp is to this England side.
Toon. Beautiful control. The reverse pass as well. A no-look pass from Hemp. And Carter hanging in there. Veenendaal got something on that, and she was fouled in the end. A ball put in the net, which always means a VAR check, of course, but I think that will go down as a free kick for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, most definitely. It was a similar challenge to the one where Marriott went down in the first half. Van Veenendaal got to the ball first, got the punch, connection made afterwards, so I'm not sure there'd be too much doubt there for the VAR decision.
Well, both sides about to bring on a substitute each. The young fullback, Kirsten Kasparai, C20, has just come on now. Wilms has come off, so a fresh opponent for Hemp, but Hemp's gone off as well. Another rest for Lauren Hemp, another well-earned rest for Lauren Hemp, and Nikita Paris, a popular England player. Things aren't going to slow down on that side of the pitch. You're thinking games when you think you've had to do with Lauren Hemp, and then Nikita Paris comes on. No rest for the wicket. Staunch defence. Made that change on that side as well. Maris Damaris. Kasparai. Van der Donk. He's popped up in some very good areas and did hurt England when she earned a penalty. But another player who is a danger in the midfield for the Dutch is Damaris Egarola. There's an interesting story, born in the US. Her father is from the Basque Country. He's already represented Spain, but committed to the Netherlands national team earlier this year. Just her third cap tonight. Briefly an Everton player, but now a Lyon one. Champion of Europe. Mead. Bronze. Power down that left-hand side at Janssen. She was caught there by Bronze as she went to clear the ball. She wouldn't have gone down in that way if she wasn't caught, really. Only Janssen, who's known as Bloodworth at the last World Cup. See why she didn't have spot a bother.
Yeah, it definitely looked painful, catching her across her face with Lucy Bronze's trailing leg. Nothing intentional from Bronze, but nevertheless, no less painful for Janssen.
Yeah, started the World Cup final against the United States. Came off the bench in the final of Euro 2017. Player down here, though, the Netherlands, as England come forward again. Paris looking for Toon. And the game overall has felt closer than the scoreline suggests. But most of those in attendance tonight, over 19,000 to the confirmed attendance in Leeds. And most of them England fans, of course. A few orange shirts in the crowd as well, though that could be either side tonight. A good attendance. The Dutch followed everywhere by the Orange Army. They will be here. Games, Sheffield, Leeds Sports Village as well, which is where Manchester United play.
After playing in the European Championships in Holland, the last one in 2017, it was a fantastic occasion, and the Dutch fans made it that way. They were brilliant. They came in their droves, singing their songs, supporting their team so well. Hopefully England can replicate that as host country this year.
England expecting very good attendances for their 3 matches. Southampton, Brighton, beginning at Old Trafford. In their group, Austria, Norway and Northern Ireland. The Dutch have Sweden, Portugal and Switzerland, and the Swiss are up next for England. A trip to Zurich in their final preparation game. You can watch that game on ITV4 next week, Thursday, 30th of June from 4:30 p.m. Swiss, incidentally, lost 7-0 earlier today against Germany. And we haven't forgotten about Germany as far as one of the favourites for the Euros, the record winners. But England have beaten Germany this year. The Germany side missing a fair few important players. Mead looking towards Russo. Damaris can't play at the base of midfield, but good pressure from England. It's so hungry in this second half. Good sort of hungry. And under pressure from Russo, who's been impressive. There's a presence up front for England. Walsh, Paris peeling away. Good defending. Kasparai at back post. England have a free kick here. They've been so difficult to pin down in the second half for the Dutch defence.
The rotation from England's been great. Since they've changed to having 2 10s, they've made it so much more difficult for the Netherlands to defend. They haven't known who to pick up, who's going to drop into that hole and pick up the extra 10. Caused lots of problems, and I'm sure will give Sarina Wiegman a lot of food for thought as to whether she goes with 2 10s or whether she goes with 2 holding midfielders.
Well, Beth Mead, the older players in this England team now, take this free kick. Let's have everybody back to defend it. Referee making sure it's taken from the right place. Nice smile from Beth Mead. Who's loving playing for England at the moment. Take this free kick. Can she add to the tally with a ball in towards Brighton? Wasn't that far away. Williamson can help it back into the danger zone. Carter. Here's Walsh. Carter eases that away from Miedema. Walsh looking for Paris. Breaks to Mead. Toon. Lovely ball to Mead. Walsh couldn't find the space for the shot. And Toon showing a little classy touch in there. That's where I concedes a free kick. Trying to work a way out of trouble. Getting on with it.
I think Beth Mead's been brilliant since she's come on. There's a real sense of competition there in this team for who's going to nail down that right wing position between herself and Chloe Kelly. And it's very, very healthy competition because they're both performing fantastically well.
And they've shown flexibility in this game, England. Of course, we must remember it is a friendly. You can't make that many subs in the tournament. Plenty for Sarina Wiegman to think about. She knows that already. She says she was close to knowing her starting 11, but again, more performances off the bench, making the decision more difficult again. She won't mind that. Here's Toon. Inside left position has been a tough opponent.
I'm sure Sarina's very close to knowing who that starting 11 is, but it gives her so much more confidence, I'm sure, knowing that she can trust all of the players within the squad to come on and do a job, even in pressure situations, when it's 1-1, when it's 2-1, when they need to come on and perform.
Walsh Lovely ball in. Toon. They're going to add a fifth here. Miscued, but it's still alive. Mead sets herself, scores. It's 5 for England. What a second half display. Another for Beth Mead. And they have blown the Dutch away in the second period. A night to enjoy for those in attendance at Elland Road. And an enjoyable night for England at Elland Road.
Just committing so many bodies forward, England, so positive. Beth Mead's not going to miss from there. A brilliant finish past Van Wiedendaal. And she's been an absolute breath of fresh air in this second half. She's been brilliant driving forwards and absolutely deserved that goal.
Chloe Kelly starting this game after impressing in the second half against Belgium. Beth Mead coming off the bench and impressing again. One of England's standout players under Sarina Wiegman, scoring goal after goal under Sarina Wiegman. You look at this scoreline and you think it's been a completely dominant display from England, but it's a relatively equal second half. But this second half, ever since the Dutch missed the penalty, it's been pretty much one-way traffic.
There were questions asked.
England asking more questions here. Paris, will it be 6? Toon keeping it alive. Van Wiedendaal pushing it away. Run and clears, but a tie clearance. Mead, Toon, Russo. Well, it's difficult to pick a player who's been most impressive in the second half. Hemp was fantastic, but Toon has been too. Russo's been difficult to deal with, and Beth Mead has too.
It's been a brilliant team performance. I think every single player has done their job today, and they've excelled, and they've pushed each other on to be better and drive to be better.
Well, just like against Belgium, strength in depth from England, proving too much for the opposition. This will be a hard scoreline to take, really, for the Netherlands, but of course it is only a friendly. It's their first warm-up game. They've actually got a World Cup qualifier next week against Belarus, which was delayed. They've not secured their place at the next World Cup yet, the Dutch. Stanway, Walsh, bronze to Paris. Is there time for one more? Paris back. Bronze sends it in. Ball cleared away. She can pick that up again. I hope she gets up here. Bronze, we know she's had her injury issues. Still an important player for England.
There were questions asked after the Belgian game and points made about, are England clinical enough? Yes, they're creating opportunities, but are they scoring enough goals to go to a tournament and succeed? I think today's answered that. They've been extremely ruthless whenever they've been in front of goal.
Walsh. Look at this from Toon. Slips it through. Rousseau, not to be. Almost a goal made in Manchester.
Great feet here by Ella Toon. She's looked lively since she's come on. She's been a part of several of the goals, feeding Rousseau through there, who just couldn't quite keep it down and get it on target. But a really positive display from Ella Toon, who probably hasn't had as many minutes in these last couple of games as she'd have liked.
I think the Dutch just want the final whistle to blow here. Difficult second half for them. Miedema hasn't had a chance in this second half, hasn't had a sniff. Carter. Now played the 4 minutes. What a performance from England. Lucky number 13 for Sarina Wiegman, as her England overcome her Netherlands. A mightily impressive second half display where England showed the power. 1-1 at the break, but a missed penalty from Spitzer, who put it wide, and after that England didn't look back. The substitutes playing their parts, really. Beth Mead putting England in front to make it 2-1. Goals from Toon and Hemp, and Mead again pulling the game away from the Dutch. England wanted a challenge, they had one in the first half, but the second half they showed so much of that strength in depth that makes them one of the favourites at their own home Euros. A real marker laid down here by the Lionesses. A thumping scoreline and a comfortable win in the end. Final score at Elland Road, England 5, the Netherlands 1.
A massive statement from England today. Beth Mead making it 2-1 in the second half. Ella Toon following it up, making it 3-1. Another from Lauren Hemp, 4-1. And then a second from Beth Mead to really put the nail in the coffin. There you go, 5-1 in the end. Beth Mead with 2. Why don't we hear from Katie Shanahan now? She's speaking to that woman, Beth Mead.
Beth, a statement victory tonight in the penultimate game before the Euros, and what an impact you had.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my football right now. Obviously that's showing on the pitch, and just enjoying myself, and I'm glad I can help the team today.
2 goals for you. Got a favourite?
Probably my first one. Great ball from Lauren. She did the hard work. I was there in the right place.
Was it also because of the response after the missed penalty?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously we didn't play great the first half. We were a bit sleepy, sloppy on the ball, and yeah, we came out in the second half, put a great performance on, and reacted really well to the penalty.
Do you think this is the best England performance you've been a part of, especially under Sarina Wiegman?
Second half, yes. Yeah, it's tougher opposition, respect to other teams we've played, but yeah, Netherlands haven't won a Euros and got to a World Cup final for no reason, so a great result for us today, and shows the quality that right now we've got in the team with the girls that came on as well.
And did you all need a victory and a performance to help your confidence, especially ahead of the Euros, which are only around the corner?
Yeah, of course. I think these games are for learning, but winning them and playing well in them is the confidence we need leading into the Euros. So yeah, great game for us and great confidence from it.
Thanks, Beth. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
A really good performance from Beth Mead, but a really good performance all round, actually. Those changes, again, making such an impact. But really, for Beth Mead, to the first goal, straight off the back of a missed penalty from the Netherlands, it took 54 seconds for them to get that first goal. Her favourite, she said.
Yeah, it's a great goal, because what Beth is doing here, she's coming in as a striker from the right-hand side. She's got that striker's instinct, which means that she can get in and score goals. She's not standing out on the wing. It's an absolutely sensational ball from Lauren Hemp. What a pass. And as Beth said in the interview, right place, right time, gets the right contact and scores. And this is not the first time that Beth has come off the bench and scored. You know, she came off the bench against Northern Ireland at Wembley and scored a hat-trick. She is clinical. And what's great for this about England is that now Sarina Wiegman's got competition for places. You know, there's so many strikers she can pick from, so many wingers she can pick from. You know, it's either Chloe Kelly or Beth Mead, but Beth Mead takes her chance every single time she comes on the pitch. Great performance from her.
It's almost like she needs to be a little bit angry that she's not started, but she's without doubt got the instinct. She started her trade as a number 9, and without doubt, she's one of those that you put her in front of goal, 9 times out of 10 she's going to score. And I think she gives that a little bit more than Chloe Kelly, that she wants to get in that box to get. Chloe Kelly's great at getting in behind and getting the crosses in, but Beth Mead has got that instinct of putting it in the back of the net.
Can I say what I liked about that is the fact that Ella Toon started to pick the ball up in places we couldn't get to in the first half. So when her and Georgia Stanway came in, we started to get the ball in areas where we were then able to release it, get it wide, get the ball in the box and cause problems.
And this is it, Faye. This is the Ella Toon goal, actually. 14th cap, 11th goal. What did you make of this one?
Well, she starts it there, she plays it out, she makes a great run, she showed such confidence coming on. And then here is a little bit full. She does well there to get the defender on her bum, but that's poor goalkeeping at the end of the day. But she does well here just to draw the defender, and then confidence to put that shot in. We saw that Frank Kirby had an opportunity early on in the first half. We were like, shoot, but at the end of the day, that's poor goalkeeping as well.
Terrible keeping.
Yeah, Van Veenendaal's got to do better than that. I thought she looked shaky all game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This one for me, I absolutely love this goal. This is Lauren Hemp, a lovely finish right here.
Well, yeah, but it's just the quality that she's got, and everybody continually talk about scoring goals. She's in the box. It's a great finish simply because she's going backwards. She's going backwards and she's controlled the shot. Look. It's a beautiful goal. You know, I think the goalkeeper, she's had a poor game. I must admit, she ain't saving this. At the same, she had a poor Olympics. She's come in. She seems like she's lost all confidence to keep her. So
you can see as soon as that pops up in the air, she's adjusting her body to get it on her left foot, and she can see the goal there. And great technique, gets it through the laces, keeps it down.
Lauren Hemp, for me, she has to be protected at all costs. You know, amazing player, and I think she is the missing piece. She could be that missing piece that England need to go that next level.
Every time she gets the ball, she makes something happen, even if she's not been involved for 10 or 15, 20 minutes. Like in the first half, England were a bit fortunate with the goal, Lucy Bronze, but every time it went out to her, she delivered with when she gets it, when she gets in behind, puts some great crosses in.
That's what you want, isn't it? You want those options. Sarina Wiegman will need those options as well. There she is speaking to her team. She is the woman that masterminded the Dutch team's Euros win, and she's now been there undoing at Elland Road. We're going to hear from the England manager, Sarina Wiegman, next. Been running through the show tonight. It's the Darts Masters tomorrow. On Saturday, we have delayed coverage of the first round from 2 p.m. and from 6 p.m. it's the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then the final as well. A proper darting party on ITV4 for you. Meanwhile, here at Elland Road, it's the Lionesses and Sarina Wiegman with a massive 5-1 win over her former team. You can see they're really starting to indulge in the English culture as well and dancing to Sweet Caroline. Why don't we hear from her now? She is speaking to Katie Shanahan.
Sarina, England have just beaten the reigning champions of the Euros. What kind of message does that send out?
To us or to everyone else? No, message. Yeah. Well, first of all, it was a very tight game. Well, tight doesn't sound like a tight game, but very good game on the highest level. First half we had a hard time. Second half we played a lot better, and it's very nice to score 5 goals. But for us, it actually was good that we got behind for the first time, and how we reacted on that. So we needed to really come back from not playing well, conceding a goal, and then getting the game to a higher standard. So that was good.
The substitutions all made an impact. How much confidence does that give you heading into the Euros?
Yeah, it shows that this team has a lot of depth and so much quality, and that we saw today. And we have so much opportunity to change the game and to have more impact on the game. And it also showed that we can keep up the tempo while the Netherlands dropped their tempo a little bit.
Do you have to now manage expectations after beating the Dutch by such a high scoreline?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. You know how it works. For us, it's just that we know, we say when we lose, we go with our plan, and when we win, we go with our plan. We have a good win. We now not all of a sudden think that we're there, because today also showed that we have still lots of things to do. Things went really well, but some things didn't go well, and we really have to improve that too. So we'll start working on that again on Monday.
Exactly, ahead of Switzerland next week. You must be happy, though, where England are at as we head into the last game before the tournament.
Yeah, I'm absolutely happy. Like, such a high-level game. And of course, the score says a lot, 5-1. And that's really good. The game, the second half, was really good. So, very exciting things to see. And yes, we're in a good place, and still we have some things to improve.
Thanks, Sarina.
Thank you.
England in a very good place. We've got one more game before the start of the Euros. It's Switzerland against England. It's on Thursday next week. 4:30, ITV4 will be there. We'll guide you through that one. That is the last international friendly. And then it's all eyes on the summer. I feel quite excited after that performance as well. That was a big statement, Annie, wasn't it?
Huge statement. And I think you see the difference between the two teams. England makes substitutions. The tempo goes up another level. The quality goes up another level. The Netherlands made substitutions, the quality went down. So the depth that this England team have is really, really exciting, and that could be the difference that hopefully gets us the trophy at the end of the summer.
She spoke about that resilience as well. That's the first time that England had gone behind while she's been their manager. She can learn from that. That's what she wants to see, right?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously that first half, they struggled playing out at times with the press that the Netherlands put on them, and they had questions to figure out, to get solutions for. It could have been worse with the penalty in that. I think that was a big momentum. The Dutch seemed to just, crumble away almost after that. And England, the tempo of bouncing back and going up the other end and scoring straight away. And they stepped off from there.
Righty, that depth that we saw today, we saw it in the last game as well. There's bigger tests still to come, but who are those players that have stood there and gone, pick me?
Well, I think that Beth England has come on after Chloe Kelly's brilliant performance against Belgium when she came on. I think she's letting them realise, listen, I've been having a great season all season, so don't forget me. Come on, score 2 goals. Thought Alessia Russo came on and kind of linked it a lot better for us. We know that Lauren Hemp is somebody that's going to be massive for us. Kira Walsh, magnificent. I still see a lot of sloppy passing around the back for us some of the time, especially Leah. But other than that, I think we've got to take a lot from this. That's a big win for us, that is.
Absolutely, massive win. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. Excellent company. See you next time as well. Tomorrow, there is a big day of racing on ITV with coverage of Northumberland Plate Day at Newcastle, as well as action from Newmarket and the Irish Derby from the Curragh as well, from 1:25 on ITV and STV for all the action. And the opening show starts your day at 9:30 on ITV4. Then, if you prefer your racing slightly noisier, it's the British Touring Car Championship from Croft in North Yorkshire. Josh Cook leads the way in the championship, and that's on Sunday, ITV4, 11:30. All right, that is it from us in Leeds. England have beaten the reigning European champions convincingly as well. Momentum is building nicely. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Helped on and helped in. Bronze clips it right in. It's a brilliant ball in. Looking for the corner.